subscriber. Still gonna get hooked up with some sick garlic fries, so it's all good, baby. Absolutely loving that. And for anybody that spends during from now until the end of the month, basically, you're gonna get that vehicle skin, but make sure when you order through Grubhub, you're using the code PUBG Mobile at checkout if you're buying from Wendy's. Gotta get you hooked up with these sweet prizes. So again, that's what's going on here tonight. I'll explain all of this as the night goes on. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts with this one. I want to try to make it as simple for you guys as possible. So again, room ID password on the screen right now. 804-7135 is your room ID. And again, if you want to play with the likes of Metalcore or Her Gaming, Winsanity, you've got Farouk out there. Definitely, now's your time to shine. Make sure you guys get that room code entered in and join up, and we will be absolutely crushing it. So, Win says the vehicle skin is dope. Dude, I couldn't agree more, man. The orange for me, it does it every single time. We've got Farouk saying he's hungry right now. Well, hopefully you can get some, you know, Italian mozzarella chicken dinner. You know what I'm saying? Farouk, good luck out there on the battlegrounds today. We also had Metalcore as well, saying it's all about the spicy food, so that's super fun. We've got Miramar Customs on deck today, guys. So really excited about that because Miramar personally is my favorite map to watch and to spectate. So we'll be able to dive into that desert map quite a bit today. We'll be playing 3 games, and I'm super stoked that we get to watch that Miramar action. That's, for me, it's absolutely hands down my favorite. We've got Elenise in the house again. And so Lara here got a little friendly banter going on in the chat. Bella saying it's the best chicken burger she's ever had. So there is that. We've got Metalcore with the absolute favorite map being Miramar.
They have 3 eliminations to their
excited
name
about
so
this collaboration,
far, and they're just waiting for a battle to come to them. The current clash, though, is focused on Quest. They're just waiting for a battle to come to them.
So with that, we have Simple Room
is focused on Quest.
So with that, we have Simple Room is focused on Quest. So with that, we have Simple Room is focused on Quest. So with that,
behind the rock. Flax is already down. Quick.
Through
the rock. Flax is already down. Quick. Through the rock. Flax is already down. Through the rock. Flax is already down. Quick. 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 Through the down.
Galaxy staying alive there with the 3 players, but 9 eliminations for Udo Alliance. They'll be pretty pleased with that one, but going down in 6th place will not give them that many placement points, and that's the difficulty at this stage in the game with so many teams still remaining in. In the meantime, Reject are pushing in so quickly over towards this position, swiftly taking control. They haven't lost any players as of yet, and Lufa's on the top floor. Will drop back down again towards the garage side as they slowly pick apart the guys from FaZe.
Ground to fight on here. Some decent loot though.
Reject. They want to gain control of this compound.
Look at this. If we take a peek over at
take it for themselves, deal with the inhabitants that are there currently. And right now, Lufa strikes on the first, cleans the man up, taking them out of commission, and keeping the pressure on FaZe. They're starting to rebuild, reset, getting the res off so they can play together. Attention focus on the man outside. But it's the people in the building that you need to be worried about. Drop down connection. Lufa tried to go for a hell of a play, but he's been slain. Mela replying back with a shotty as well. Good for 2 blank. Could have made that uncomfortable.
Mate, Mela has been an absolute firecracker of a player so far. Some unbelievable plays coming through. You know, as soon as he starts tapping that trigger at the speed at which he does and starts quick flicking towards these players, it could be a 1v3 no matter the situation. But luckily for Reject, they get out of there with 3 players left alive. Not an ideal scenario, but pretty good, all things considered. MBE taking a lot of damage to Big Galaxy. 2 teams that really do not want to go out early here. In the meantime, Reject looking to stamp their ticket through to the last chance stage. What a nade over the top there. Luckily, Sarah just about lives it. Knows he has to move away. Duello's down. 1 player remaining now for Reject.
Not her gaming, Bella Fox gaming.
This is all crumbling. It's all falling to pieces quite quickly. The dream for the Japanese side that they'd be able to revitalize themselves in the last 2 games of the day, be able to show up when it matters most, is quickly falling away from them. But maybe a window of opportunity, timing, and attention taking off of them. You've got DX roaming in, putting the pressure on the aggravating squad that has been fighting from the top of the hill, giving Rejects at least a moment to breathe. But it's just Sarah. It's just one man with a big set of guns inside and outside of the lobby as he starts to scuttle his way around the shelf, looking for a peek up onto DX. Meanwhile, Freak aggressive downhill, puts the shots into MBEs and keeps the pressure on them. Blank Seconds while taking damage. MBEs are going to expire quite quickly if this keeps up, and we're getting closer and closer to deciding who takes the chicken dinner here on Miramar.
Huge chicken dinner required here for Nick Guys to keep themselves in the running going forward. Freak finds the last player coming through from MBE, the Kaze. Coombs looks down towards Sarah, drops a Molotov, will reposition him, and Lamborghini would have spotted him if it wasn't for Lord, who makes it up towards 12 eliminations. DX, the only thing standing between them and a 25-point game now. Only 1 nade, 1 Molotov, a whole bunch of utility on the side of DX, and it would be a miracle run now for Nigma Galaxy to finish this one out with the chicken dinner in tow.
Taking it slow.
Don't forget DX's nades. They are so damn good, and this is why they've got so many of them to use. Their comms for the timing on double nades is normally pretty picture perfect, and right now they are blowing Lord to pieces with it. You've got a nice knockoff onto Freak, looking to aggress the close on the damage done to Lord already. The shotgun's pulled out. Coops, he goes down for keeps, as that one's going to be DX snatching away the chicken dinner and securing themselves the opening win here on Miramar.
I mean, DX Xavier has been a team that we've not talked about too often, but they have just been really good today. Honestly, the amount of times we see them in the top 5 is sort of flabbergasting, honestly. I've been really impressed with this team, and that's coming from a guy that really enjoyed their playstyle back in the day about a year ago, and I think that quite comfortably I can say this is a very strong team, if not one of the strongest teams that has a great chance to get towards the PMGC Grand Finals after this. I mean, some of their control has been marvelous, and like you said, those nades are just picture perfect.
Well, one of the things that always seems to ring true with DX is exactly that, just how well they use their utility. Like, they're never really caught off guard in a position where they're low ammunition.
These guys are kind of
so stocked on rounds, so stocked on utility that they need, and they use it smartly. It's not a matter of when they get to the final circle, all of a sudden they throw their smoke saying, we've got to use our nades. They use them calculated, they use them efficiently. Offensive utility is used to open up fights or close down fights. They're not just thrown carelessly into the wind.
There's some shots being fired.
Highlight here as well, off the back of the chicken dinner for just a moment. Fair play to him, you know, I completely agree with you. I think that's a deserved win, and one of those where it shows that DX do have a lot of talent. We're seeing more of it now, especially as the day's gone on. It feels like they're looking more like themselves.
It's a strong like 3.6k damage game on that one, and everyone's doing fairly similar damage across the board from DXavier. So no one's really slacking, no one's really dragging their feet either. I think for DXavier, it's just been wonderful to watch them during this entire tournament.
Evaluating this action as
I completely agree, man. It's been fun to see the level of lethality that they have been pulling out. That was an explosive game of Miramado. So whilst me and Blank clean up the dust with our little dustpans, let's head back over to a nice clean desk with Jason Kaplan.
Bella's still peeking out that window. You know she wants those slaps.
Well, you have to get that dustpan from me because I've been using it here on the desk to keep it squeaky clean as DXavier keeping that match squeaky clean themselves, getting themselves even further up in the leaderboards. And obviously, we can talk a lot about DXavier here, but the fact is they're a team that's already now solidified into the last chance qualifier kickoff in just 2 days in time. I think our focus is maybe more towards a team like the Galaxy match.
If they wanted to push themselves up into the top 16 position, which this game is exactly what they did. Because, guess what? They did not lose a player in the first 2 minutes of this match, so instantly it's going to increase your odds of being able to get a good game on board. And
just like that,
I think, Kalaris, when you're looking at this game, we have positions like what they were doing, maybe a little bit too split, making themselves very vulnerable to
They've already got
Galaxy to then take what I think was possibly a game-winning position. So Nigma Galaxy saw an opportunity, saw a weakness in their armor, and struck right where they needed to.
Yeah, FaZe really was not warm in this game at all. You might have had the circle come your way, you might have had a decent position, but you needed to regroup earlier. You needed to be taking decisions a bit more speedy with that regrouping, and that never occurred. So other teams around it exploited them. Like as you said, Nigma Galaxy, but DXavier shows in this lobby that you don't always have to be playing center. They can play edge, they can be able to sweep it. I don't think they've been the most flashy team across these 2 days of gameplay, but they've certainly secured themselves a spot in the last chance qualifier, and as Blank says, they have a great shot against the finals.
DXavier clearly are a team that now look at that first place. They just overtook Mad Balls and Influence Rage throughout today, so really strong performance from these guys. And one thing that stands out to me for DXavier is they are really good at reading the circle, in my opinion. They know how teams drop, they know how teams rotate and respond to specific circles, specific scenarios, and off the back of that, they can get the path of least resistance in every one of these situations where they can reach the late game, and if they have a good situation later on down the line, they can gun for those wins, as we just witnessed here on this Miramar. So, sure, as you said,
fairly central here.
Not flashy,
we got a
sure,
few that have to
they
make
are getting consistent points to be able to
see how that
compete
works
for that
out as
first
the
place.
zone does begin.
Well, then let me throw this your way, Kalaris. DXavier in first place. Are they a first place team?
Everything out
of all of this, no, because Influence Range is the first place team. They've played 6 games, and all of the teams around them have played 11, and they're still in 3rd place. So I'm going to stick with the Brazilians for now, Jason.
Well, that's the point I'm getting at, is that DXavier, yes, they're currently sitting in first place, albeit having 5 more matches that Influence Rage, but the fact is, for me, this isn't a team that's going to be a CC team.
Direct
this
connection
isn't a team right now that's going to win the Global
Championship
Grand Finals
actually
in
going on?
Turkey.
And
what the question is, what do they need to do to improve to potentially take home that trophy, or what can they do to take home the trophy?
You can't blame it all on her, but I did laugh at the chat,
teams. Sometimes when you want to be a CCT, you got to be a bit flashy, right? You got to go out and get those 15, 16, 17, 18 chicken dinners, and right now, I mean, this has been so far their biggest game when it comes to across these 2 days, but their previous victory,
start to rotate,
6 limbs, right? Like, they know how to, as Max said, get to those circles, but they're not, you know, bombastic. They're not just blasting everything out of control. They're just, you know, easing in.
Paragon is clearly for me the top frag of the team. He's been
nice
really
little,
good for himself, getting
red smoke and distance. Y'all know what that means, and it's not
the entirety of Xavier in a 4v4 against other squads. I would see other squads possibly come out on top more consistently than Xavier would. Right?
Let's see
for
if
example,
they go for it. I imagine they
really
will.
Good power in their team. I think
Fox wants that
Rage,
AWM.
especially. I mean,
like,
when
that
they're
is
coming in, I think
what's
they're
going on
gonna
right now.
be
I know
competing
for a
for that
fact
first place. So
basically telling
I think that would be the aspect of the gameplay where they can improve on, which is tough to do in such a small amount of time. But when it comes to macro and the overall rotational game plan, it's hard to beat right now. I would say they have some of the best in the lobby when it comes to reaching these late game situations.
No, there we go. She's going to grab it.
Well, obviously, we talked a little bit about the top of the table.
Yes, I do. There it is.
I'm kind of worried about.
We've already talked with the AWM, so
one match left.
She's going to go on a sniper rampage.
But Melise, they're in 19th place with 11 matches done. If Melise want to have any sort of chance of holding on into tomorrow, they have to have an explosive final match here. But honestly, I'm not really seeing it. And then I'm even looking further up the leaderboard.
I think that's what's going on there. Looking for that 4x4.
10th place, 43 points.
Trying to show
I'm
off
not
some
quite
new
confident 43 points is going to be enough to keep me out of the bottom 8. But we'll see and find out. We're heading to the final match here for Group Green. So we send it back to our casters of Jack Gimblin.
It looks like they may have struck gold just now.
Oh man,
Metalcore rolls up.
To decide
he hops in.
For today, then Blank. Come on, know how things are looking.
我一个给剧组送道具的朋友送我个石头。
He is driving to deliver, man. He's got the grub up on the hood, and the whole works. Metalcore looking sharp.
这么长的 first
grub hub delivery vehicle in hand.
女人过了20岁就不要穿得像个牌子了。
Win a chicken dinner and you got one.
有个石墩子，泡沫做的，因为那上面有个明星的签名，道具做的特别之真。回家的路上。
We got a problem. This is not how you want your Italian Parmesan chicken sandwich to end up sideways in a desert.
I think that's a fairly admirable result because I think today they've really brought it back to favour perceived Evos as well. Loving to see the performance coming through from these guys. I worried that they just didn't have the elimination power, but currently they're at 32, just 1 point behind Reject. I think they're doing well for themselves. And it's just been overall a great day to watch some PUBG Mobile. You do Alliance, in fact, even really doing
丹麥藍罐曲奇新登場，全新口味，立即購買。
And I think this feels like it's going to go into tomorrow hitting the same kind of numbers because we did have this big trend of some teams that didn't do so well in their day one in Group Green who suddenly have turned it on for day 2 after making some quick adjustments on the fly.
Oh man, they got some real problems with the driving on this squad. They are doing all kinds of tricks,
because of it. I think you have to take those chances sometimes in the Alliance to set them
not to go for it for the moment.
I think you do Alliance have done a great job of it. Yeah, like, for coming out, looking like potentially they were struggling a little bit into the first game, not quite being as lethal. The longer the day's gone on, the better it's looked and just
very exciting.
挑战者朋友圈发送你的手机上，朋友圈。
Maybe there was a little bit more self-confidence in going for the aggression off the back with the other two teams. There could have been a time when they weren't worried about the pass. They weren't dwelling on the offensive.
不用不用，我今天只用水，省用水大作战。
led us to this position where they're in a pretty damn good spot and the lobby standards are getting shaken up an awful lot. Puts us in a good position. Let's have a look at what we're dealing with then as we go into the last Miramar.
Killer play path, to be honest with you, down towards the south side. For the Gladiators, who really did have their big step up towards the start of the day, they haven't done too much after that point. They've set themselves up very nicely, and now they're forced to move away from the cover here. Luckily, they're quite used to playing down towards the south side of Los Leones, so should be able to work with this one just a little bit. But this does put so many teams close together in the very early stages of this game, so I'm imagining we are going to see maybe 1 or 2 teams take quite a heavy hit early on here, Jackie.
Chilling.
Surely there's going to be some early commotion kicking off.
歌手打死都没想到，当一旁的舞蹈太过出众，自己的歌声直接沦为背景音乐了。这不就在论这届歌手宠粉实力有多强，是路人看了都要入坑的节奏。
This is not the sort of circle you'd be too happy with if you'd whipped your contractor out.
So patient.
Okay, so yeah,
知道周深和粉丝是双向奔赴，没想到苏州演唱会上他竟然还偷偷学了方言，暖心献唱了一首限定版《生生的》，麦琳在场都得直呼唱到了心趴上。
So a lot of room for infighting, a lot of room for teams to lose out in the battle of attrition quite early on.
I want to see her connect.
Yeah, I predicted her to do pretty well because they keep coming into contact with teams early on in the game. A spray down from Star could be bad, but we've got the Rocky Rage Roaders over here who managed to get that party bus as high as I've ever seen it in the air. That's some serious airtime they got on that bad boy. Very cool cinematic moment to start off our game of the day. But yeah, I think the difficulty with this circle is that, you know, because we're locking so many teams down towards Los Leones on this south side, the circle, the
마땅히 칠수로도 그렇게 보이진 않는데 산체스 선수가 이 난구를 어떻게 풀이할지 저는 지금 고민하고 있죠. 일단 빨간 공을 노렸습니다. 리버스 혹은 원뱅크를 걸어치기도 칠 수 있고요. 확실하게 뚫고 계속 기록하면서 웰컴 랭킹 1위도 차지했었고요. 자, 베이크샷. 와, 성공!
in the pool overall. Less grenades, less utility to use, more rotations. Honestly,
that looks to be a huge snipe coming through.
I'm scared for a lot of these teams.
All the way from the far ridge side,
points at the end of the day. This is not the circle of play
shot from Solara, connecting from range, and Solara.
No, yeah, definitely
throwing the lead down range
not
early
probably
on in this
on the wish list for a lot of teams today for the final game.
Solara with the impressive snipes.
I guess if there's the bingo card, this was the one-off you were hoping you wouldn't hit, but it's come up, and it's what we're dealing with. So we'll see what we get out of it, and what plays are made. Having a look as well for some of our teams down towards the bottom end of things.
Vehicle here
just thinking about what we've seen from them today. Honestly, I think now, with the way that it's kind of shaping up and how it's been established over the course of the day, it does feel
they're going to use it for cover. They're not going to be taking that to deliver any food. They're using it for
really
cover.
Haven't had the greatest day of it. Down in 19th place, they're probably sealing the fact that you really haven't accumulated more than enough points that you'd need over the 2 play days for them. Inco as well, always room to get a little bit further up. You'd hope to see the Brazilian side get a bit of a move on. Here they're just taking damage, not what you want if you're a fan of the region. But I'm sure Influence Rage will be doing more than enough to fly the flag once they come back into rotation tomorrow.
So it's someone's got to move. And it looks like when Sanity is peeking over the ridgeline here,
significant day yesterday, which with the way they were playing, I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. Fully on board with Kalaris there saying that, you know, that is the first place team, and I don't really think there's anyone else that's going to take away that first place spot away from them, considering, you know, DXavier, Mad Balls, 90 points, 93 points at the end of the day. Last day for them to accumulate points as well. With Influence Rage being, what was it, I think 77 points into their points total overall. They're not far behind of what is 2 days of play occurring in just 1 day for Influence Rage. I think for Galaxy, that was a really good result from that last match. And it was a strong performance as well, with a lot of eliminations found for themselves. Despite that, they're still in 16th place with 28 points. So even with a big game like that, when Nick Galaxy's still got to toil away at these points totals and get the pickaxe out and start hitting these amazing veins full of elimination points and placement points total, because their job's not done yet. And although that was a strong game for them, it's one of the only strong games we've seen from them today. But again, I think for a lot of teams, they're in real difficulty hours for themselves. And again, all we can do is just watch how this map plays out, how these teams make their maneuvers, what players want to do with as hard as they can. Are they going to try to go for something a little bit more consistent? Certain teams don't have that luxury of choice. These esports, they've just got to really take it to the max level. They've got to pull out the bandana, tie it around the back of the forehead, go full Rambo in this game.
But I like the pressure here.
Giving it to the maximum.
They're rolling in the zone, just passing squad after squad. Look at on the map. They are rolling by multiple teams
playing your cards
getting
close to your
chunked in the
chest this
process.
late when you know how bad it's gone with the overall point score.
But it looks like they might
You've got to
have
take a
secured
different approach. You've got to kind of
position.
turn up the ante a little bit, get a bit more aggressive, take more risks that potentially you otherwise wouldn't go for.
Time to fight. they are caught. Metalcore, fake
they only have the one chicken dinner
down in the process. Only one made it to the ridge line.
The rest of it was all Elam. It was all just big games. Constantly finding more and more opportunities to play off the back of the gun skill and build themselves a point score because of that. That's what you need to do. And we've seen prospects like that from a few of our teams. Gladiators have looked a lot more lethal. They look like they're willing to take fights. Mad Bulls have been roaming a lot more. They had some big point scoring games in terms of their elims today, combo with the 3 wins that we've seen over the course of the whole affair.
If you want to play along with your favorite creators, you can definitely do that. Join between the games. We'll put up the room IDs.
Playing safe.
So you guys are able to play along.
Sometimes you need that support from the backline as well, honestly, to really rev yourself up into these matches. For Gladiators, I'd agree with you. They look a lot more lethal coming into these matches, and I think the big thing, the big change at least for them, is this much faster gameplay, much faster rotational style, which does lead them to be making a fair few more mistakes, but it also leads to more variance in terms of getting those big matches. Before, they didn't really have a hope in hell of getting more than like 4 eliminations or maybe 1 or 2 placement points, which they realized is just not enough. And I think this year has been a year for them of just trying to perfect this new playstyle of heading sensor, getting these faster rotations working, and we saw it do fairly decently over in their region in particular. But they admitted themselves that it's a new playstyle for them. It's one that they're not super comfortable with just yet. Next year, likely it's going to have a much bigger benefit for them. But they know they need to bring that playstyle out here in the final day of their group green in the survival stage to ensure they're able to get as many points as possible. They realize that they don't want to leave this up to like they did last year and just get pushed out in those final moments. Circle does move over towards that eastern side. Mad Bull's fairly happy with this one as they're holding over towards Porta Paraiso. Quest moved up towards that northwest side and lost Leones as opposed to holding on that eastern coast. You kind of respect the decision, but it has sort of shunted them out of play.
This is looking super exciting. I love the team names here. The Grub Hub community teams.
It's been synonymous with their brand over the course of the day as well, which is unfortunate.
You gotta love that. It makes you hungry. Well done.
Well done. Play the game out to the best of their abilities. Always very unlucky.
Chicken wings, probably get all of that on your favorite delivery
app. The movement,
take a look at the map here momentarily, and you can see
they start to set their focus.
Is the centering in on it. We've got contact here when Sanity.
His back's going to be up. Scared about what's going on around him, but they are still alive for now. Engine's now starting to burn as the jump at the vehicle. Saved by the car, as that will actually pluck Gladiators out of the air. Perfect timing on that. If it was calculated, that is magnificent, as they've been able to turn the tide on this fight. Gladiators look like they had the drop onto them and should have been able to take out OCO quite cleanly. Instead, they body block it and find the frags, fragmenting Gladiators down to just the 2, and they're quite far back. The trades on this aren't going to be easy, and Sara's already on the res.
Yeah, it's sort of a ridiculously aggressive play coming through Gladiators as well, jumping out the window there with more vehicles in pursuit. A 4v2 on the outside, you're likely just to get shut down, and an instant, beautiful DBS shot takes down Matic in the process. In that situation, you just want to just hold the building, right? Pull out the nades, try and get something done alongside with that, and then wait for the cover coming through from Kitsune and Tixi. You playing a 2-2 split, right? But you're playing it as if you're all 4 in that one building. So I really did not enjoy that play whatsoever from the Gladiators, and they deserve to have those 2 players get taken down in that process. So a bit of a split mentality in the team there. Now just 2 left alive. We know Gladiators do go for these quite frequent salvage games. But remember, 62 points. That still feels a little bit iffy at this stage of the game for the survival stage. I think, you know, for them, it's all about trying to get as many eliminations extra as possible now, as many extra placement points, because after this, they're done.
We got the shots fired. As you can see, the blue zone really sneaking up here.
That's the point we need to hammer home as well, you know, for viewers at home to see the real influence of it.
A little
you won't have any more opportunities because, of course, you know, with 3 groups being mixed into the lobbies here, each of them getting exactly 2 days of play, and you're going to only have those 2 days. That's it. And your days are now expiring. This is the last game, so any points you find for yourselves here, sure, that's all said and done, but then you factor in the point with what's on the desk, what's in here as well. Influence Rage already nearly have more points than our top teams after playing double the amount of games. And that is a terrifying position to be left in. If there's another squad that steps up massively as well, who knows how the final standings could be looking and which teams will progress when all is said and done. Lots riding on this. It's why this last game of Miramar needs to have some major moments in it. If you want points, you gotta get them now. So Gladiators, even down to just the duo, need to have a good game of it. Need to try and squeeze as much as they can get from this one, Blank.
Your sort of saving grace in this is that you just hope that Influence Rage can suck up so many points towards that top side of the lobby that 16th place bubble doesn't move that much, right? But with Madballs not playing in, with the Xavier not playing in, currently the two heavy hitters so far in this lobby as well, I don't know how much that points vacuum is going to do for you. We will wait and see for tomorrow, but right now there's teams that need to get a move on. Ultra Ego, 43 points. Not safe at all here with only one player down, 3 players up. Also not another ideal scenario. Procedure Evos need to push this a little bit further too. Reject want more points on board. Currently though, they're more consistent playstyle of trying to get towards that center arena. Play off the back of that one does seem to be working despite the horrid day they had yesterday.
We're trying to not get too dangerous here, going way to the edge of the zone, but it's moving, and they're going to be in trouble here shortly. They've got to make a commitment and crash somewhere.
Even if
they're being
you are a little bit upset with what went down or what you left. It always shows just how far you can go in these sort of events.
Pushes on. Somehow with a drop shot, able to connect, and while there's the pressure, does a fantastic job defending here with Sanity's team in trouble.
It's DX down towards the coastline with support in the trees as well. Levi's from the side strikes, and that's perfect. They had baited the attention of the first man. Oh, with all their focus down the ridge on Lamborghini, Levi's just ruins them. 2 back-to-back 6 shots, and he's just chock-a-block full of confidence now. They want to go in blank. Jin's hot behind the wheel as well, so he's going to be coming in to assess. They're swooping in. This should be a cleanup on them. They outnumber them 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a great play from DX overall, and you can see the quick flick decision in the sense of Levi sees that he's got 2 eliminations. I'm making the call now to push, but I'm going immediately. The rest of the team instantaneously responds, and this is just the communication you can tell going through from DX Xavier. Very difficult to talk about communication a lot of times, but easy to see in this situation with a quick response coming through from the rest of the team of DX Xavier, and exactly why we consider them to be one of the best teams in this survival stage so far. Paragin luckily hits that first aid kit just after the nade pops. Will bring him back up towards 70%, and although they did get those first 2 initial knocks here, DX Xavier's not sure whether pushing the issue here is worth it or just getting further in towards the circle. Reject taking a fight of their own alongside with Inco and Enigma Galaxy. They look incredibly low though here with Reject trying to hold on. Nice nade from Sara will finish off a lot of the boys from Inco, and now they are out. Down in 21st place. Their day of play is over until tomorrow. 21 points. It's not too bad.
It's not the end of the world. It could definitely have been worse for them. Like you said, they've still got another day to try and slay.
And they will dare to try a vehicle push late in this one. They're going down the hill.
Control of the house.
All of their speed has been eliminated. They're going to crash on this church. Can they make it in? They do.
But just as we see the push in, Shotgun Superstar here for the Alliance. Jumps out the window looking for the close quarters finish on that one. Knows that Misery's close by. Knows that he's going to be pushed by Luxy as well. But didn't expect the nade from the heavens. They dropped that one on him and blown the Vix. You are able to clean up on that one, stay alive. Reset from the fight. Did lose a little bit to work with, but they'll still be pretty happy with how that's gone.
Yeah, it's a nice little play there coming through from Procedure Evos to hold on here, because they're certainly a team that needs to. Currently in 6th place, they want to get those numbers up a bit more. MBE Esports. Honestly, for this team, 28 points up to 30 now on their first day of play. It looks fairly decent. Kitsune, last player alive now for Gladiators. Well renowned for his survival in these squads, in these lobbies. See how much further he can get into this match, though, because there's a lot of pressure on him. That can change in this situation. Mad Bulls also trying to look for another good game on this one over towards the western side. Have 4 players up and running, 2 eliminations so far too.
But again, only 2 people trying to hold it. It's a really tough entry for only 2
Everyone's
players.
on the move
cover
now.
These exits pretty
you can
easily.
see the hyenas in the lobby, realizing how many weakened players are lurking around, how many points that translates to. Levi's has been sick today, really good with some of the shots that he's been landing. Here we try to play with the timing, wait for the push on in, supporting off the back of the contact found from Lamborghini as they hit those shots pretty
starting to come out and look at that connection right there.
MVE are being dissected quite fast. Ego, meanwhile, in the picture-in-picture view, as they're also scrapping. The 2 fights going down, stereo battles occurring here, as everyone is looking to lay claim to a compound and get themselves some extra elims to work with. FaZe have handled the situation thrown at them from Alter Ego, and again, Alter Ego suffering today as they are out.
With 44 points, it looks very worrisome for this team going forwards. So for Alter Ego, they just got to cross their fingers now and hope to God that no one comes ahead of them tomorrow. Parajin drops out. It's Fistfire from top side, getting a good spray out, but not quite enough as DXavier handles them. And you can tell just the skill level from DXavier off the back of this fight. They get the 2 elims, they move up. They have the wherewithal as well to be like, look, this fight's not worth taking. Let's go grab that high ground in front of them. Whilst we've delayed them a lot here, the blue's going to push them in. They're going to have to move up towards us in this spot, and we can take them out later. So there's plans upon plans here for DXavier, and it's just nice checkpoint gameplay for them. Always having a good idea of what's going to come next and how to set themselves up best for it. So for DXavier, strong control on the south side, pretty much cleared out most of the deadly
but now
teams.
down to just one player.
Reject ahead of them, who are both
the entrance is not the way to go. The
Hot
Dogs pick up game number 1. And the Hot Dogs will win. Our
a lot of damage.
Winner.
A lot of broken rosters already.
You know what I'm saying?
Fighting at full power means that things are going to get a little bit more slapdash.
Sweet loot. The team will
be a bit more haphazard than we were potentially expecting. DX again, just looking for damage onto FaZe, firing bullets off. They've got nice cover here from the bridge side positions. They're going to be happy with that, playing around it. Al-Haji zoomed in, looking for feet from a substantial distance. And fair play, Al-Haji, good read. And perfect placement with the crosshair. Hits the shots onto Misery, and that is exactly what he's going through. A miserable way to go out. As the zone will consume him. He knows about Luxy Blank. He's sniffing him out and looking to punish. Mela will at least try and draw the attention his way.
Simply by visiting the in-game PUBG Mobile and Grubhub event. You'll find that in the event.
For now, though, this is looking pretty good for Quest. The high ground you've got to play with here is going to be nice for them. It's a change for once.
Yeah, for Quest, realistically, it's now or never. They're going to need a chicken dinner on this match and a fair few eliminations off the back of it if they want to try and at least have some kind of chance to get in towards that last chance. I just don't really see it happening. Again, it was very last game for Quest over in the group stage. It could be the very last game for them here in the survival stage as well, but with so many big squads still up and kicking, with DX down towards that south side, Mad Bulls off towards the western edge. There is that scariness to it.
Inside of the Grubhub app, so download Grubhub off the App Store. Go to the gift card section
hanging on for dear life now in this lobby. We're moving in towards
once you've done that, you'll get a
rough terrain, right, where we're slowly sloping down towards that low ground in the center. Most teams attempting to hold on to this high ground on the edge as long as possible.
And again, once you've done that, you'll be able to get hooked up with $50 of
back behind the driving seat, trying to find some space to play with.
Super exciting right there. We're going to be loading up our next game.
A lot of room for a fight to kick off the back of the first dominant
so you guys can start loading
Melisse will suffer from success early. It seems here they've taken a bit of damage that will slow them down. They are spreading out and going for the revive on Poser. They have to control the roadside. Supply drop in between them as well. Kishu goes for the advancement on that. Everyone else getting closer and closer as well. Ducksound has started to rotate around, and that's up towards where we're seeing Quest Quest play from Quest that now engage down on the road. Quick crash on NASA. Didn't expect to see this one as they go in for it. Full frontal assault in the building. Kante swinging. Katana as he'll chop his way through the first with a shotty. Trade back by Star. And Quest is slowing down for Blank. It needs to be a quick change of pace here. Al Haji, he's used all his bullets. Has to quick switch to the secondary. Hits the shot on the drive-by and snatches it away.
Fire Limbs at least on this game so far. Up to 24 points total, but with 3 players. He looks a little bit hopeless at this point in time, but there is a chance off the back of that. There's teams all around them. They'll have to fend off against FaZe, currently trying to push in towards Madballs, trying to pick up some more points at the end of their day of play. Frozen will pick up on Zen, spot some more players coming in, and there is a jump out the window there as Frozen gets knocked himself. Moment he's down. This is back and forth here. Madballs versus FaZe, 2 teams that incredibly well versed in terms of gun skill. Finally will be finished off, and of course it's Tunica to make it happen.
They were close to getting that chicken dinner.
Big plays there.
Finally needed a little bit more aggression at the end. Going up against a smaller squad, hung out at the entryway and ate some nades.
To expand and take points, even taking chicken dinners here today. So being able to stop them now and stop it expanding further up into the last game. These 2 groups clashing will do wonders for you if you don't have another game to be played going into tomorrow. Evos, or at least just Luxy, the lurker, he's been making a wide rotate on this. Slowly but surely he's starting to step his way up the back and does assault. Hits the first.
Right now, I did it a little bit earlier today.
As he's putting the on the
$12 between now and the end of the year in Grubhub
in the compound,
and that's a
good
good
thing.
As
well,
use the code PUBG Mobile at
any
checkout.
Every one going forward is going to be so good for him. Drops one off towards the right side of the building, and then more Molotovs being sent through now, able to pick himself up that flush towards Vahidan. Duxan is now out, 25 points on the day. But for Luxy, it's an important fight. Anywhere he can get further into this game is good for him, but there's walls in front of them. It's going to be very difficult to play off the back of. He opts just to send away here, but he'll be sending into very treacherous waters going forward, Jackie.
Game Show Awards, which is
you're going to need the Wellington boots, mate, because you are going to be knee-high in the mud.
Make sure I get that right.
Easy firing off shot after shot. Luxy tries to find safe haven behind the tractor. Oh, is he alive?
The code on the screen right there.
Even if the bullet didn't hit him, the vehicle would have exploded and taken him out. But still, 4 eliminations. That 1 point he was able to crew over towards Vahidan, and then a single placement point as well. That might be the difference between him going out in 16, him as his team, as well as just getting a more secure position towards that last chance. So Luxy has done an absolutely phenomenal job for Procedure Evos. I think all fans of Luxy should be really proud of him going forward. In the meantime, Malise Esports, we were talking about them. They needed a big game. They're in towards one of the final circles. There's 7 teams still left alive, and it's Madballs going against Xavier. 2 of the big dogs in the lobby, currently biting at one another here.
That was a loud bark though, supersonic, as it would detonate the player in front of him. So Levi is now crawling away from the fight he's been thrown into. Zerich bombarding bullets, down to 60 in his reserve as well. So using a lot of that ammunition to just try and suppress and keep them locked in position.
With the promotion,
make
sure I read it to get it right. So from now through the end of the month, get a free Grubhub vehicle skin in PUBG Mobile.
Does he want to go for this one? He's trying to push further up the hill. Thought he had an opportunity to swoop in Blank, but FS
code PUBG
from
Mobile
so far away
and then
shuts down Quest and ends Al Haji before any more madness can continue. So DX are now the next on the chopping block, and Julika is the chef. Comes in and hatchets his way through him with a DBS.
Big news there for Madballs. That almost certainly secures it for them. I mean, 99 points. Even less than that, I think, for Europe, they've been such a good standout for us, as well as Major Pride making it through in the first place. Frozen tries to step his way through, won't make it, but Reject be happy about this. More points on the board for them. Up to 5 eliminations on this map. Just Sarah and Luther remaining. 2 really cool players from the team. Sarah has been giving it his all this entire tournament. See how much further they can get here. But then Hyper finding Luther on the frag. A little bit scary. Sarah can't quite go for the res just yet. Needs to find himself an elimination of his own, or at least the knock over towards Nick McGalaxy. As the nade is primed in hand.
I'm just saying, we're going to go for that chicken dinner with Win.
Freak throws out the
coming up
nade.
here in just
Smokes
a moment.
blocking the pathway.
Battlegrounds here.
Bit of damage from
check
that one.
out the PUBG Mobile Grubhub Race to Deliver game number 2.
Stuck into
we
it.
are
know that this is their dying chance. This is their last game to make some big plays.
It's going to be a doozy. Checking out Bella Fox's squad
2-1 setup in the way that they've gone for this. You've got a lot of map control. You can attack from either side. Lewis, he takes the close range engagement onto FS. Free peeks up from the back. 40 had the drop on Luther. Oh, the shots are going out. The buckshot not connecting.
And in the
fight of the shotties, he will lose out. Good for one, but not enough.
Almost had it there as well.
Wow, we've got an amazing
with the pump shotty as well versus the DBS. Not an easy scenario to be in. Maliz Esports looking for that big win, but Tulika, Zeric's not done yet. The dynamic duo themselves coming through for the Mad Bulls. The 2 horns on the bull itself. Looking to finish out this game here, but Maliz Esports, they know how much this game means to them. It might be the difference between a 16th place and a 17th place for Maliz Esports. You get a few more eliminations on side, up to 7 right now, and there's an opportunity to get at least 4 more here.
All of these squads right now are going to be gunning for this one. Worth its weight in gold with what it will do for your chances here in the survival stage. All of them need points. All of them need to solidify their chances. For 2 of the teams, it's their last damn attempt.
Got a one up early on here and a quick finish there.
Bella Fox's of the first day. If there could at least be momentum in the camp of Nigma following this, maybe they can reset tomorrow, do a whole lot down more, but we'll have to see how it goes now. Right here, as Tulika tries to kick it off with the shotgun. Close range,
another point put up here.
Can't remove it. Repositions, trying to play around Zerich now. A bit scared about the potential punishment that could be coming his way. Remember, this is just a duo for Mad Bulls. Only 2, as they are fighting a numbers game. Maliz eating nades though, blank. CEO later, as he got a bit too comfortable on this one.
Maliz Esports played in a very aggressive lineup versus the front here, trying to absolutely suffocate these 2 teams in front of them. Desperate for this chicken dinner. They know how much it means to them, but they need every single point here. They have to squeeze every ounce of value out of this game. So for Maliz Esports, this is them in their dying throes. For Mad Bulls, this is a glorified run towards the end of it. And like you said, for the boys on Nigma Galaxy, this is just an entrance into the conversation with the big dogs towards the top side. Maliz Esports will finish off the Mad Bulls. Now just Nigma Galaxy, Freak and Coops to try and remain in this game, get themselves a chicken dinner.
Maliz Scorpions are on the move, scuttling their way towards the final few players. They get the angle on Freak, should be an easy spray down. Slays onto him, just the CEO later expires, the chicken dinner is secured, and Maliz will grab the final chicken dinner of the day. And their final plays, Blank, being so influential, it might just make the difference. Now it's just in the hands of the other teams, but they've done all they can to guarantee bonus points at the end of their games.
Very tight here. Tighter than a yoga store for the guys on Maliz Esports. I mean, they are going to be feeling very relieved after that last game. And I mean, it was now or never. We were saying at the start of the game that Maliz Esports has to absolutely pop off them or Quest. I think that's 21 points on the game there. I think they currently had, I think it was 25 before this one. So up to 46 points. Technically in a better position than Alter Ego, all things considered. Very, very surprising in that fact. But when it mattered most, Maliz Esports were able to count themselves in this last game.
And that's what matters. You know,
开局直接选拔属地，这里出了名的是个重点，可以增加铁矿粮食等这种资源的储量，而且这里地形复杂，出了名的易守难攻。我们翘二郎腿轻松养军，敌军城池遭到其他势力攻打时，就是出手的最佳时机。别海是精锐名将，刘备、关羽、张飞。
It is just
趁火打劫，夺取资源。
suddenly you found a lifeline. And Malaise Esports, we know they have the minute. Like, they're a good
我们今
team
天会
overall. They were excellent in Turkey. It's just we didn't see that same fight.
让我们共同来见证。
Survival stage.
3、
Just stressful to watch.
2、
It was indeed some stressful games, some crazy plays, and non-stop shenanigans. These are all words that could describe Jason Kaplan as well. So let's head back over to the desk and see what they thought about the explosive games we've had today.
You also forgot about talented, handsome, tall, and all-around a good human being here, Jackie, as we're back to the desk with Max Van Cars. Keep a straight face. Come on, gentlemen. As we did see, Malaise. A team that, of course, you said perfectly, of all the teams that Alter Ego do not want to see do well, was Malaise. Was any of these teams at the bottom with 11 matches played, and Malaise popped off here?
Yeah, the teams that have played now 2 days that were down there, those were the ones that, the teams that were effectively going to end up being on the cusp really did not look performing well. And Malaise absolutely knocked it out of the park with this last month. They've been sort of non-existent, right, Max, for the past couple of days worth of their gameplay, but this was, as Blank says, the lifeline that they need. They might end up being a cusp team here. We'll see down the line, but it's the lifeline they need.
Over the course of 11 matches, Kalaris, they scored 25 points. They almost doubled 11
zone this time around,
worth
so we
of
got a
points
whole
in a
bunch still
singular
getting
match
played.
with
One
this
of my
chicken dinner, the
favorites,
11 eliminations on top. Kishu in particular, like, fantastic off angles to make sure he was securing that late game circle to make sure that no players from Mad Balls, no players from Nigma Galaxy
moving north. Most of the teams taking
that is one of the most important chicken dinners you are going to see at this stage in PMGC. And as you said, Alter Ego at the bottom of the rankings, they'll cry after a team like Malaise win that. Oh man, this is going to be rough.
Yeah, and it bears repeating, actually, the reason we're focusing on them is because they got, what, 44 points now across the 2 days, did Alter Ego. That makes them now the second lowest team that's played 2 days worth of games out of all of the teams, obviously the last being Quest, which is guaranteed done. So Alter Ego is not quite eliminated yet, not quite on the cusp yet. However, everybody else below them has only played 1 day, which is catastrophic for them potentially.
If you're that team now, you're just going to be watching tomorrow's match, looking just Influence Race, please get 60 eliminations this match. Please just get every single win. I would love that. But I mean, there's a lot of chance that we will not see Alter Ego because 11th position right now on the rankings. They could slip down really quickly heading into tomorrow.
Some intel.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Malaise are the Turkish Gladiators, showing up exactly when they need to get to the next stage of the event here. Potentially, like we're saying, right? You still see all the teams on the right-hand side in 13th to 24th place, minus Quest. Only 6 matches played. The problem is, going into tomorrow, as we said before, Group Yellow has had the strongest teams so far in this event. So it's going to be much more difficult here for any of those teams in 17th through 24th place to obviously rise at the ranks here. But it's going to be tough. I mean, if you're Alter Ego, if you're Malaise, if you're, I mean, a couple maybe potential other teams out there, you're going to be sweating bullets. So obviously,
just
these
away,
two teams in particular, what all is going to happen tomorrow?
We're headed to the zone.
A good position to be in when the fate's taken completely out of your hands. You just have to sit back and watch.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to fight for a top 16 spot when you got teams back in the lobby like Influence Rage, D+ Kia, BTR. Like, you're not going to have a lot of points available for those bottom
coming
teams.
In now.
So it's going to be down to the wire. And of course,
trying to get
I think it's down to the wire because you've got the best teams in the world now, Jason. You're going to have top 16 down to top 5. Even the thing is, I'm even going further than just this stage of the tournament, right? Which is, sure, you might qualify top 16. That's fantastic.
From the chat,
I want to look for the teams that are competing for top 5 spots right now. Those are the teams that might have a chance to go into the grand finals because reaching last chance alone doesn't do much for you. At least you have the point reset, but you need to look a little bit further than that.
Connecting to the
okay, well, I believe we're going to be heading to the stage
here
for an interview, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure exactly who it's going to be with.
Right side, or taking up a position on the ridge line.
Let's do it. Let's head to the stage and do it.
But Storm with an impressive shot on this one. He's going to connect and land some shots here. Taking a peek over at the tacos.
And we are back on the live stage in the Malaysia Battle Arena Petaling Jaya. And with me, we do have, I'm the host, by the way, Choo Choo. We have the legendary Nate God. I call him the Nate God myself, which is going to be coming up from FaZe Clan Mela with us joining in. And one of the best Red Group's performance here today. Other than Uni Alliance, FaZe is also getting the second highest score so far. Now, I have a lot of questions for this team right now. Thai teams used to be one of the greatest teams in the world. Arguably one of the best in the world. But now you are the only one remaining, which is going to be FaZe Clan in the PMGC stage. Now, can you share with us why is it very challenging for the Thai teams when it comes to this PMGC?
ก็คือว่าตอนนี้ไทยทีมเคยเป็นหนึ่งในทีมที่ดีที่สุดในโลกแต่ณตอนนี้ทีม FaZe Clan เหลืออยู่ทีมเดียวในการแข่งขันที่ WTC ช่วยแชร์ให้เราฟังได้ไหมคะว่าทำไมการแข่งขันครั้งนี้ถึงมีความท้าทายกับทีมไทยเป็นอย่างมาก
ก็ด้วยความที่สไตล์การเล่นที่เปลี่ยนไปจากรอบ C หรือว่ารอบภายในประเทศของเราครับก็ทำให้ทีมอื่นแบบไม่รู้รายการมูฟหรือว่าเล่นจากผิดจากที่เราคิดไปมากทำให้เราไม่สามารถปรับตัวได้ทันแต่ก็ต้องยอมรับว่าโซนลีกอื่นปรับตัวได้ดีกว่าเราครับ
Bella says because of our internal in our country they're changing their play their style so once they come here they cannot adapt it like other teams